Ok, hola. No sé si se escucha, si hay mucho ruido atrás. Por favor, avísenme. Sí, al parecer se escucha. Ok, listo. So I'm going to do this in English because in case you have like international people applying. So welcome to the B2B Consultancy Space. My name is Veronica Chavez. I'm the current MCP marketing for ICX. And the index in this consultancy space is going to be the following one. So first we want to talk about the context. What is the context of B2B in Mexico, how it has been during the previous 2 or 3 terms. Also the actual status about marketing B2B here in Mexico, then the vision and the national goal, then about the future, finally about my MCB experience and space for question and answers. So, in context, so we have first MC Live in the period 15-16. So it was the BXP corner, it was MCP marketing, Tamara, but she was in charge of all the products, developing all the local marketing strategies to position all the products. In that time, it was just 4 products, ICDP, IIP, OGIP, and ODCDP. And then we have Sabino. He was MCP digital marketing. He standardized all the digital environment here in Mexico. It was all the growth of social media, the growth of the digital presence in our channels, in our audience, and according to the global trends that people were more present on digital channels. So we start aligning to that. And we have the MCPPR inside of the BXP corner. So what are the highlights of that generation? In IGCDP, they rebrand the projects. They start like for Mexico alignment. So before that, all the projects was about sharing language, um, another kind of projects that didn't have like a clear purpose. So what they did in that moment, they start to align to the SDGs. So they work as a pilot for the global network, and they have like really, really good results in that. And for IIP, they start to do the product definition. So start selling the product by profiles and not by like a whole thing. And it was the Viva Mexico promotion, but it was like something that has been from the previous years. And then it was MC Hub. So MC Hub was divided in B2B and B2C. So in B2C we have, like in both areas, we have customer experience team leader, then the MCP exchanger, and then in B2C we have the MCP digital marketing, that is Urdi, and in B2B we have the MCP B2B, that was SEP. So at the beginning they start with this structure, but then in the second semester they change to digital marketing and content marketing. So in just like put you in context, digital marketing was in charge of all the campaigns, all the social media, like all the digital strategies, and content marketing was in charge of developing content for channels. Like it's more like not a hard sell content, it's more like educative content, emotional content, and another kind of content. And it was the revamp of TTM and a lot of stuff about showcasing. So in that year, what was really important was for ITV, it was the project's branding. So now we have like 5 projects with branding. Like each project is focusing one SDG, and you have like a name and look and feel and everything. Also for IGT, we have the product definition. So we change for IGIP and we start to promote the global entrepreneur product, and it's about the first steps of this split. And when they were B2B, B2C, so B2B was really focused on Viva Mexico. All the strategy of Viva Mexico, like launch, the website, the content, all the strategy for host family to downscale at the local level. And it was like really, really an effort focused on B2B and how we can make like our enablers to generate trust with them. And also, it was a lot about ICX showcasing content. So they developed a video with PwC. They developed like a lot of videos, content with different projects of IGB, different projects of startups, and it was a way to promote our opportunities. In this year, we start with two MCVPs in the area of marketing. So first it was the MCVP PM that was focused on campaigns for all the products, also social media ads, and the lead nurturing for all the products. And me was MCVP content marketing or product content is the same. I was focused on social media management of the 5 channels that we have for our 6 products, and also the content production, that is all the content, calendar, all the production, all the showcasing, all the stuff that was on social media, and that will create like this trust with our customers, without selling them in a direct way, and also all the showcasing strategy and the TTM non scaling. So that was how our JD was separated. But after planning, we see that we focus a lot on ODX, and the ICX part was missing like a lot of support. So for that, we decided to divide the JDs in MCP marketing for ODX and MCP marketing for ICX. So now I'm in charge of MCP marketing for ICX. And in terms of what happened with B2B during this year is, first, we have a IGT split. So now we have 2 different products that have 2 different commission heads, that have 2 different markets, 2 different strategies, and it's the beginning to start pushing and boosting both products. Also, the B2B specialization. Now we have like a person that is me right now that is focused on develop all the B2B strategies. Also, what we have in mind is to do the Viva Mexico refresh. So, in terms to improve our IR relations, we want to have like a new country brand that position ourselves or country, our experience into the external market in terms of entity partners and corporations. Also to have a local attraction standardization, because as I said before, we will really focus on ODX, and the like the local attraction for ICX, for companies, for whose family, for NGOs, for startup was like missing. So we're going to focus a lot of that. Also the digital attraction boost. Grow has the lead generation in the POP, that is the Partners Opportunity Portal, and we have like a really, really good thing here, that is Google Grants. What is Google Grants? So Google has a program that helps to NGOs to promote their services. So Google give us around $10,000 to promote our products, and that's a really good strategy to grow have the leads attraction for the Partners Opportunity Portal. So in terms of my role, that is the previous for B2B, that is now marketing for ICX, we have like a really challenge goal in each product of incoming experience. So for IGB, the goal of opens is 1,300. So we need to generate around that amount of leads. Also for IGE is 2010 open, so we need to generate at least 200 leads. And for IT is 157 open, and we need to generate at least 250. So that is in terms of numbers. So right now, the things in ICX was happening like in an organic way. Now we're gonna have like a really strong strategy to boost all the position of ISEC in Mexico to increase the number of opportunities. So in terms of what I'm working on, I have 3 drivers. That is Relevant Mexico. That is all the project of Viva Mexico Revamp project. As you know, we're going to have like a big conference here that is AMCO. So that is the really good opportunity to launch Viva Mexico. Also have a lot of marketing support for entity partners. So if we generate things that promote Mexico and we invest in our country partners so they can share with their ODX market, we can boost a lot of operation. And also we have like a brand advocacy campaign that is on Mexican experience. So with that strategy, we are generating a community. So we are giving experience to international people, but we want them to be Mexican ambassadors in their own countries. Um, okay, growth hacking for ICX. So as you know, the ICX areas are like lost in some things, like they don't have material or they don't have enough support. So we are focusing a lot on creating that guidelines, that material, that templates, or like all the material they need, so they can sell, they can open opportunities, and they can uh, develop like a really local strategies to boost their products. The social media management, LinkedIn is like a really good opportunity to boost a lot all these three products, especially IDE and IGT. And we're having a really clear strategy on LinkedIn and Twitter to increase the social awareness of our products, and also the partners opportunity portal that we're gonna increase the lead generation in that, so we can have like more people through inbound marketing that come to us instead of we going to the companies and uh, telling them to buy us. Um, the third is ISF relevance. So how can we implement and have like a really good local attraction, and also how we can like being known as the organization that work with the SDGs. So we are going to work a lot on showcasing based on SDGs in terms of IGB, and also in terms of measure of impact in IGE and IGP, and how these three products helps to grow the quality of education, of projects, and the things that our country needs in Mexico. So, about the future of B2B. So, for me, B2B has a huge opportunity to create a lot of things. It has a lot of ways to innovate in terms of broad market, in terms of product segmentation, in terms of strategies for the market, and a lot of things. Because everything was really focused on OGX, and for B2B there are like just basic things, and we can do like a really good things there. Also the AR relevance. So right now, how we can be the top of mind to our entity partners. Bio Mexico is like a really good strategy to promote and to position Mexico in the top of mind of Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Peru, Costa Rica, and our entity partners. Also, Mexico has always been like a GCP provider. So B2B is an area in the global network that is not being so much explored. So we can have like that opportunity to be a GCP provider, and also to do a B2B boost. So right now the operation happens in an organic way, but having clear marketing strategies in B2B will do that amazing growth that our country needs. And finally, the trust for our enablers. So how we can do that, the host family, the NGOs, the companies, the startup trust in us, in what we are doing, in our products, in our experience, in our members, in everything. So in like making the things that we do in a professional way will increase the trust in a digital and physical way. About my MCP experience, it has been like a challenge because first marketing is like a really position thing here in Mexico and also in the network. So um, it's like a really challenge role, but you can create, you can do a lot of things, and it's really satisfying when you bring ideas or you build in the things that your predecessor has done. Um, Other thing is like living with 14 people is amazing, like different personalities. You create a lot of self-aware. You also know about the others, and I know how privileged you are of living this experience with those people. And the most important for me, I think, is about the service. uh, like for me, being MCVP is like a dream job because you don't have to care about, like, I don't know, about a job, like where the housing, all that condition. You just focus on doing volunteer that you have always done, and to serve a country. So for me, it's about being the Mexican that your country deserves, that Mexico deserves, like being this person that is going to give 1 year of of his or her life um, to do great things for the country. And that's all. So I don't know if you have like questions. I'm gonna be looking for the yeses. Um, so please, if you have any question, please put in the link that I post on Facebook or in the YouTube. Okay, I'm going to wait like 2 more minutes. If you don't have questions right now, I'm gonna be looking for the GSS of the first one asked question, and I can answer your question. Also, if you need like some extra information about the role, about the evolution, about how is the projection of this, let me know, and I can help you with it. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. In case you have any doubt or you need extra information, just let me know. And remember that you can be part of the Black Marketing Dream Team that will be awesome things for Mexico. So see you.